The 2015 football season starts in September, but the anticipation for it really revs up in July at Mid-American Conference Football Media Day in Detroit. Hi again, I'm Russ Eisenstein. Rob Cornelius joins me. You remember us. We do this from time to time. It's year 8 for us together. Good to see you again, Rob. Ohio picked tied for second in the MAC East behind Bowling Green, tied with Akron. That's right on. Yeah, Ohio has an okay spot there.
About in the right spot, tied for 2. And you look where Ohio is, BG right now. You look at them, the national publications in love with their individual players, also in love with their team effort. And Ohio right there. The rest of the East very, very unsettled between Ohio and Akron, and even UMass receiving first-place votes in this poll.
Well, let's stick with the East first. And it's really kind of a jumble, as you had mentioned, behind the top spot in Bowling Green, a team that is certainly no stranger to the MAC championship game. They were here last year. They lost to Northern Illinois. They went on to lose in a bowl game as well. But it is wide open. And most certainly, if a couple of things break, who knows who could end up at the end? Everybody's chasing Bowling Green, but it is a wide open sort of deal in the East.
And Bowling Green with a little bit tougher schedule than much of the rest of the East. Say that mandatory Toledo game, that rivalry game they play every year, and Toledo picked to win that Western half. That's a tough game for BG. You know, for BG, the big deal has been offense. They've scored. Dino Babers has come in and put in that Baylor system, and they're going to score a lot. But getting stops was often a problem for them last year.
Yeah, up-tempo, big time. One of the most up-tempo teams in the country. They had right around 19 seconds between plays last year, which was tops in the country. Ohio will go to Bowling Green this year, and those games have always been very entertaining, and hopefully from Ohio's standpoint, that game carries a lot of weight.
It really should, and where it is in the season, it's going to be very, very important, but that really could be your Super Bowl in the East. BG, a team looking for high play count, 85, 90 plays a game. Ohio, I think, would like to get back there again after a year last year where they regressed a little bit in terms of play counts.
Much like the jumble throughout the bulk of the Eastern Division, the West is a jumble. Up top, Toledo is picked to win it. Western Michigan, the team with a big-time Bronco bullet, is picked second. Then Northern Illinois, who's been the kingpin of the MAC West for years and years and years now in this league, really, they're picked third. Let's talk about the top team first, Toledo. A lot of athleticism, a lot of high expectations.
Yeah, and the power is obviously in the West this year is where it looks like. But you look at Alabama transfer at quarterback, a bunch of running backs. They went deep into their quarterback rotation last year due to injuries, but still had a lot of success. And the difference between Toledo and Western, at least to the media and the folks who voted this week, is virtually zero. 1 point, 1 vote difference. Either one, flip a coin. They're both excellent. But it speaks to the depth of this league and the development of the West that, frankly, Northern Illinois has picked a distant third.
It is an unfamiliar position for the Huskies. Western Michigan has been the buzz team of this league, and not necessarily because of an incredible win total, but because of the recruiting that P.J. Fleck and his staff have been able to do, the athletes that they're bringing to Kalamazoo. If there's one team in this league that can really capture a national buzz for a lot of reasons, more so than just wins and losses, if it's not Ohio, obviously, it could be Western Michigan.
No, he's the it guy, and he's the it recruiter in this league right now, and he's a guy I can see a year from now being plugged into whichever mediocre Big Ten team fires this guy. He can go and bring Florida kids to Illinois or Indiana or whatever's going to happen next.
So for the first time in a while, this is a time where Ohio comes into a season without the success of getting to a bowl game and all the additional practices and everything else. The last time that happened was after my first year at Ohio was 2008 leading into 2009. Of course, we have a video with Frank Solich talking about that. But from our perspective, what does that do for this program right now? What does it do for the sense of urgency and the excitement and maybe feeling a little slighted last year that they didn't go to a bowl at 6-6?
And you're right, they were bowl eligible. So you've been bowl eligible since year one of our program going on this network. But for Ohio, you don't want to call it regression, but you want to call it maybe being in neutral for a year, a little bit of inertia. But again, we're living in this golden era of Ohio football. You have to realize, growing up, we had 15 years where this team barely even sniffed 5 wins, rarely even got to that point. Now we're concerned about being 500 and going to repeated bowls. It's a really nice place to be for Ohio. But I think these players, you're right, wanted a lot more last season.
Yeah, I think the urgency now, from a standpoint of getting back to where this team was, and not that long ago now, as Rob had mentioned, it's not like it's 15 years ago, it's just a couple of years ago now. So for the chance to recapture some of that, the offense needs to get back and revved up to the numbers that hopefully they were putting up a couple of years ago. And that defense is pretty good. There are a lot of good spots on this team where they can certainly get to 6, 7, or 8 wins this year.
No, we'll spend a lot of time talking with Frank Solich and the assistants and the players about this. But for the defense, new faces in the secondary. For the offense, your strength this offensive line. Very veteran, very old, very rugged, and very big, and hopefully very, very deep. And that starts, and that's going to put any, I think, worries or concerns about quarterback, hopefully to rest early.
Did you have a good summer?
Had a really good summer.
I missed you.
I missed you as well. We've had a good time. Let's get back and do this. 12 weeks, maybe 13 or 14 weeks of football. That'd be the way we want it to go.
It will all start off at the Kibbe Dome in Moscow, Idaho on September the 3rd. That is a Thursday night. You'll have to plan accordingly because it will be a late night with the Bobcats back in the East Coast. But we have time to talk about that. We're thrilled to be back with you. Our 8th year together with the R&R Show with Bobcat Football on the Ohio IMG Sports Network and back here on Bobcat TV as well. That will wrap up our coverage from Mac Media Day in Detroit from Ford Field. Thanks to Tanner Smith and his entire outstanding Bobcat TV crew. For Rob Cornelius, I'm Russ Eisenstein. This is Bobcat TV.